Well, good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Unity of Greater Hartford. My name is Reverend Christine Boylan, and it is wonderful to see all of you here this morning, and also to know that there are many others joining us on Facebook and also viewing the service live stream to our website. So good morning to all of you. Now, I'm going to remind you about what's happening immediately after today's service, because I know you're all remember. Immediately after today's service, we are going to be dedicating our prayer chapel. And after the service, I will give a short dedication prayer right here. And then I'm asking everyone online to also hold that prayer in their heart. And then for everyone in their heart to add a word or two of a blessing. Then, we don't stop there. Then I'm going to walk down the middle aisle, and in the atrium will be 2 prayer chaplains. And for those of you who would like to participate in this ceremony, you will take one of those little tea lights, turn that light on, knowing that there's also a light within you. We'll walk down the hallway. There will be the prayer chapel. You will go into the prayer chapel. You will leave your little tea light on the table, and you will leave that blessing, that light that you're holding in your heart also. You'll leave that in the room. And then you'll come up the other side of the hallway, and then go have some goodies and coffee and everything in the community room, or go on with your day, whatever you need to do. So I hope that you will all join us in blessing this new space as a space that's dedicated to prayer and meditation. And it's for everyone. Our prayer chaplains use that room right after our community coming together at 10:10. We do a group blessing, a group prayer for everyone who's in service. But then our prayer chaplains go down to that room, and they gather to set themselves ready for prayer. So if you would like to go down there, even at that time, at 10, after the 10:10 pray-in, and the prayer chaplains say, we're in there, it's all right, you can go in, but try, and whenever you're in there, try to hold sacred silence, okay? And that's silence that you don't break unless you really need to. All right, so allow people to come in and to leave, knowing that they can be quiet and prayerful and even meditate while in the service. Okay, so if you're not able to go down and be a part of this ceremony today, the next time you're in, go down and check it out. And certainly feel free to spend any amount of time you'd like in there. Now, our prayer chaplains are such creative people, and they want to have different things in that room to make it more comfortable for all of us. So we're just kind of seeding a little bit of money for them to do that. Right? There is, in the atrium, you'll see that we have 2 things that we're raffling off. One is a mindful meditation journal. Michael Singer wrote that book, Mindfulness, and so this is a journal that he put together, along with a 52 deck of cards that have affirmations, okay, that you can use in your prayer time. So, 1 ticket is $1. 7 tickets are $5. Okay? So right in front of, on the table in the atrium, right in front of the brown box, there are little envelopes. You're going to fill that envelope out, put your money in, seal it up, put it in the box. Okay, that will miraculously turn into raffle tickets, and then we'll select the winner. If not today, it'll be next week. So please help us, help yourself, to creating this chapel as an even more comfortable and peaceful and sacred place for all of us to use. All right, so now I need to tell you that our board member on duty, and that's the person you go to if you can't find me. There's a problem, you need to get it fixed somehow, you need to alert somebody. You can't find me, you're going to go to the board member on duty, and that is Maria Main. Maria, if you would stand up and just wave so everybody can see you. Thank you, Maria. Yes, you can applaud her. So when you came in today, anybody notice anything different in the parking lot? Yeah, come on. First of all, we had these cool trucks out there, these little, I'm so wanting to get in them, you know, holding back, trying to be good. But we are doing a lot of work in the parking lot, and I do have to give credit where credit is due. Bonnie Rowe has been bugging us for years to take this on. Yay, Bonnie. And finally, we're told, if you don't do it now, it's going to cost you so much money because you're going to have to do so much more. We went, okay. So we're biting the bullet because it's, you know, it's around $53,000 to do this. Okay, nice chunk of change. And what we're doing is we're fixing all the sidewalks. In the back, we changed one of the sidewalks so that if, you know, you can't make that little step up or you're pushing something in, there's a little, what would you call it? Thank you, a little ramp to come up to that sidewalk. We have all the drainage areas had, because of the salt that is used when it's snowing and icy, have eroded the cement around them. So all that has been pounded up and replaced with new stuff. There's places where the parking lot seems to be eroding into a ditch, so that's all being restored. And then finally, the whole place will be pocketed. All the little tears and openings will all be sealed up, and the whole thing will be sealed to make it look beautiful, one color. And then striping will happen. Whew. So that's a lot. Yes, Rob? Yes, the apron. Yeah, so when you come in off of Ellington, the main driveway, that apron had been really chopped up. I was almost afraid to even drive over it. Now it's beautiful, and it will be more so as they finish with the ceiling. So that means, number one, they've done a lot of prep work, a lot of stuff that needed to be done in advance, but Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week, the parking lot, you will not be able to come in here. Okay, no one will be able to get into the building. You cannot walk, drive, hop, skip, anything on the parking lot. So I want to make sure that you all know that. And of course, our wonderful new meditation program, Sacred Circles, that is held on the first Tuesday of every month, will not be able to be held. So the two leaders, Jim and Mark, have decided, let's just let July go, and we will reconvene on the first Tuesday of August, and that will be Tuesday, August 6th. So if you plan to come this coming Tuesday, this coming Tuesday, do not stay home, meditate. Come onto Facebook on Wednesday and meditate with me, and we will be able to keep our property, keep all of you safe, and also keep the work that they're doing on the parking lot continuing. So thank you all for your patience with that. Thank you all for holding us in prayer as we move forward, and thank you all for your tithes and donations to make that all continue to happen. Now, when you arrived, you should have been handed the bulletin for today. And there's a basket on the bench in the atrium. And we ask that whatever papers you brought in with you, that they leave with you. We can recycle them, so just put them in the basket on the bench, and we'd appreciate that. So, finding that bulletin, grab that in your hand, and on that bulletin, you'll see a welcome affirmation. And I would ask that you join me in saying that together, all right? Together, unity is a positive path for spiritual living. And here at Unity Hartford, we welcome, value, and include all people. Now, every month we introduce a new affirmation for you to use, for all of us to use in our daily prayer practice. It's on our bulletin there, and it's also to be found on our website. And this is the last Sunday for our June affirmation. And that affirmation is jumping with joy. That's our annual theme. Jumping with joy, I embrace my spiritual power of imagination, and I expect good in my life. And now, as we prepare for our opening prayer, I'm going to ask our worship assistant, Deborah, to please come up and light our Christ candle. And this is a symbol As many of you know, you might even use candles in your daily prayer practice or time of meditation. So it's a symbol of the Christ light that is always alive within you. And so we use this candle to just remind ourselves. So let's take that into a time of prayer. And I want to, if I can find it here. I've heard from many of you during this last week or so, and there seems to be a lot of worry and fear about what's going to happen this fall. Do I need to say anything more? And it doesn't matter what you want to have happen in that presidential race. There's still a lot of fear and anxiety. And so we need to remember who we are and who we are together. And so I'm going to be sharing with you a prayer from Pierre Teilhard de Chardin, who was a French Jesuit, a very progressive Catholic priest, Scientologist, a paleontologist, theologian, philosopher, and teacher. And so here is his prayer. In this time of uncertainty, above all, trust in the slow work of God. We are quite naturally impatient in everything to reach the end without delay. We would like to skip the intermediate stages. We are impatient of being on the way to something unknown, something new. And yet it is the law of all progress that is made by passing through some stages of instability, and that it may take a very long time. Can we trust the slow work that God has put in our hands? Can we trust one another as we make our way through these middle chapters? Can wise patience guide this project? Can we think of this moment as a plot twist as we wend toward a more rewarding next chapter? Through the power of our imagination, we patiently hold a dream of a peaceful, loving, and rewarding next chapter in our lives, in our country, and in our world. Let's hold that thought for just a moment in the silence. As we take this pause, as you take a pause whenever you feel anxious or worried, we do so trusting in our spiritual powers, trusting in the one power, as we patiently hold a dream of a peaceful, loving, and rewarding next chapter in our lives, in our country, and in the world. And so it is. Amen. Amen. And so now I would like to welcome up our wonderful choir and say hello to our wonderful music director, Carolyn. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Reverend Christine. That was particularly beautiful this morning. All right, so on your way in, you should have been handed a sheet of paper that has lyrics to today's songs that we're going to sing together. So let's locate that, and let's stand as we're able, and we're going to join in song, starting with Planting Seeds.
It's okay. We probably know the words anyway.
I've been planting seeds on the ground, watering them with my sweat and tears, scattering them all around. Guess it's what I'm supposed to do with my years. Funny thing is, I may know What I plan to, but never what will show. It always seems to be a perfect mystery. Whatever grows will grow. Whatever dies will die. Whatever works will work. Whatever flies will fly. Whatever fails will fail. What's meant to soar will soar. I am planting seeds, nothing more. Sometimes I still like to pretend I know what the harvest will be, but I always find out in the end it was never really up to me. Funny thing is, when I just do my work and simply trust, it always seems that life is looking out for me. Whatever grows will grow, whatever dies will die, whatever works will work, whatever flies will fly, whatever fails will fail, what's meant to soar will soar. I am planting seeds, nothing more. Whatever grows will grow, whatever dies will die, whatever works will work, whatever flies will fly, whatever fails will fail, what's meant to soar will soar. I am planting seeds, nothing more. God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. And I give thanks for all my blessings, God gives me everything I need. Love is my source, love is my power, love gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Love gives me everything I need. Joy is my source. Joy is my power. Joy gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Joy gives me everything I need. God is my source, God is my power, God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings, God gives me everything I need. Thank you, my friends. Have a seat.
Well, I flunked my first responsibility as a worship assistant. I forgot to bring the songs for the Rev, but she still glowed. She still resonated. And as she said, with all the unpredictability, changing parking lot, changing weather, there's some things that are solid. I know, as your worship assistant, I am Deborah Charles Wilson. You know, you know that you are you, right? And we know every Sunday we gather and open our hearts to the Holy Spirit. And we also know we love to fill our bellies with food, which leads me to our first announcement. So next Sunday is Potluck Sunday. So start thinking about what delectable delight you might want to make. Homemade's always welcome, or store-bought. And it's also a doubleheader. It is Birthday Sunday. And woo! And we celebrate with a birthday cake in the community room. So if you have a birthday in July, please come. Let us honor you and bestow cake upon you. Okay. Also, please make note, there will not be a kids' gathering time during the Sunday service on July 14th, but it will come back on August 12th. And if you would like to assist the team leader, please put your name on the sign-up sheet in the atrium. And as a reminder to all our parents, this gathering is for children 6 years or older. Does that mean I'm disqualified? Okay, all right. So finally, On Tuesday, July 2nd, yeah, but I was going to say what we normally have is a sacred circle meditation. Forget it, right? It's going to be canceled. So don't show up because we're having that work on our parking lot. So please remember that. But you can always do your own quiet meditation. Feel free to do that. And in July, Reverend Christine and the board of directors will be holding a class on Unity's 5 principles. This is a required class for anyone thinking about becoming a new member, and it will be held on Sundays, July 14, 21, and 28 after the Sunday service. It will be held in person and on Zoom. So you can choose how you want to attend. There are flyers with information in the atrium, and we ask that you pre-register through the website. Finally, on the evening of July 19th, make sure to mark your calendars. There will be a special concert featuring 2 amazing, talented, award-winning musicians and songwriters, David Roth and Harold Payne. Flyers are for this one-of-a-kind concert in the atrium, and we encourage you to get your ticket online at unityhartford.org in advance for a mere $20. At the door, however, it'll be $25, so sign up now. Put it on your calendar, purchase your ticket. You want to be here for this amazing musical event. And now the time you've been waiting for. It's greeting time. So if you could please stand but remain in your pew, we are going to offer each other the Gandhi blessing for peace, which is a call and response. I offer you peace. I offer you love. I offer you friendship. I see your beauty. I hear your needs. Our wisdom flows from the highest source. And I salute that source in you. Let us work together for unity and peace. Amen. You may please have a seat. And I invite you also, please join me in affirming our statement of faith, which is on the bulletin. Together, there is only one presence and one power, active as the universe and as my life, God, the good omnipotence. And I'd like to share the daily word, which is quite apropos at this moment. It's called World Peace. And the affirmation is, affirming the divinity of all the world's people, I envision world peace. Peace is meant for every person of every faith in every land. Today, I look beyond the news of the world, the reports of strife and conflict, even agitation and forgiveness in my own heart, and I find the peace of God. I believe the desire for lasting peace is within each person's heart. In prayer, I affirm this truth and envision this desire growing stronger among the world's people until peace can no longer be denied. It is our shared destiny to live in peace. When each person wants for all people what they want for themselves, harmony will blanket the earth. I affirm the peace I wish for myself is dawning in the hearts of others. In prayer, I see them safe and secure in the heart of God, forever at peace. Now may the Lord of peace himself give you peace at times in all ways. The Lord be with all of you. Thessalonians 3:16. So again, the daily word is world peace, and the affirmation is affirming the divinity of all the world's people. I envision world peace, and so it is. Amen. And now the moment where peace radiates from our own Reverend Christine. You will now experience that peace.
Thank you, Deborah. Well, this is the time in our service when we have the opportunity to experience and express gratitude, love, and prosperity, to truly see and revel in the abundance that is all around us, the abundance in our universe, the abundance that is in you. And so, whether you're giving today by check or cash, or later on through our website, unityhartford.org, where you would just hit that donate button, I'm going to ask that you hold that giving, that blessing in your heart, and that to it you add a heart blessing for everyone here. And that might be peace, that might be love, whatever that blessing is. Hold them both in your heart. And let yourself feel as grateful as you can to God in you as your one true source of all. And now please join us in our offering blessing found on your bulletin. Together, divine love, flowing as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am and have, all that I give and receive, and so it is. Amen. And would our ushers please begin?
Come with me, and you'll be in a world of pure imagination. Take a look, and you see into your imagination. We'll begin with a spin, traveling in a world of my creation. What we'll see will defy explanation. If you want to view paradise, simply look around and view it. Anything you want to, do it. Wanna change the world, there's nothing to it. There is no life I know to compare with pure imagination. Living there, you'll be free if you truly wish to be. You can dream any dream. You can savor every situation. Life in there's a sensational sensation. If you want to feel paradise, simply clear your eyes and view it. Anything you want to, do it. Want to change the world, there's nothing to it. There is no place to go to compare with your imagination. So go there to be free if you truly wish to be.
Ah, that was beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Well, today we are going to be talking about the power of imagination and dreams. And dreams. Now, not the dreams you have as you're sleeping. Okay, we're not going there. But rather, daydreams, that active dreaming when you're awake. Now, if you've been around children at all, or been a child, you know that their minds are always wandering, right? That they are very actively daydreaming a lot of the time. And there's been a lot of, believe it or not, study about this, and daydreaming can be very beneficial. It's not just a distraction, but we might have not always felt that. So I want to tell you, I'm going to come down and talk to you. When I was in grade school, I thought it was a fabulous habit of looking out the window and daydreaming all the time. Okay? However, the teachers didn't think so. And they called in my parents to talk about Christine's problem of daydreaming. Right? Now, luckily, my parents did not make me feel bad about daydreaming. But my teachers, the nuns, did make me feel bad, okay? And I got the clear message that daydreaming was not a good thing to do and should be avoided. Okay? Along with that, I got the impression that creativity was not really valued. That what was valued was getting the job done. And so I learned, one, to hide my daydreaming, and two, to come to believe that I wasn't creative. I no longer believe any of those things. But we all have our ideas. I know that I've heard people saying, oh, get your head out of the clouds, right? And so you're told not to daydream, right? Yet on the average, adults daydream 47% of their waking time. Yeah. So there must be something to it if we actually spend that much time doing it. And there has been some research showing that daydreaming, or mind wandering, as the scientists like to put it, leads us to be less productive and depressed. Not anything that any of us would like more in our lives, right? But what we've also learned is that you can't lump all daydreams together. There are those daydreams of what's going to happen in the next presidential election, okay? And then there are those daydreams, oh, I wonder what I'll do on my vacation, or when I win the lottery. Oh, how will I spend that money? That's a wonderful daydream, right? Of course, you're going to tie it to the church. Okay, so not all daydreams are equal. Okay? And so they discovered that when they separate research on daydreams, it does matter to look at the effect it has on us when we daydream, ruminating about yucky stuff, or daydreaming and allowing our minds wander to something positive. In that sense, those daydreams, they invite us to feel happier, and they invite us to be more creative. If we focus on the positive in our daydreams. And that reminded me of a quote in the Bible, in the book of Philippians, chapter 4, verses 8. Finally, beloved, whatever is true, whatever is honorable, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is pleasing, whatever is commendable, if there is any excellence, and if there is anything worthy of praise, think about those things. So we're being told, even back in the Hebrew Bible, to focus on the good, the exciting, the unlimited possibilities. And guess what? Every one of you has done this at some point in your life. And we probably did even more of it when we were children. So now I'm going to ask for everyone to think back way, way, way long ago. To think back and think about, what was your daydream about what you wanted to do when you grew up? You know, adults had a wonderful way of asking us that all the time. You're 5 years old. Well, what do you want to do when you grow up? But at some point, we did have a dream. And the wonderful thing about it is it didn't matter how crazy it was, right? We weren't involved in, well, how's that going to, I wonder how I could become a trapeze artist, Okay. We just had this wonderful dream. So who wants to share? Who would like to share what, Rick?
I want to be a baseball player.
A baseball player. Fabulous dream. Michelle?
I wanted to be a horse.
A horse. Okay. Bit of a stretch. Bonnie?
Astronaut.
Astronaut. Wonderful. Angela?
I wanted to raise horses and I wanted to fly.
She wanted to race horses, get with Michelle, and you wanted to fly. Yes. Leah?
I wanted to be Cher.
Oh, you wanted to be Cher? Oh, that's great. Lee?
I wanted to be an actress.
An actress. Oh, well, hold on. We may have something for you there. Okay. Who else? Did I miss people up here? Agnes? You wanted to fly. Isn't that interesting? Yes. Flying attendant. Oh, an airplane attendant. Yes, very, very wonderful dream. Yes.
I wanted to become a superhero.
A superhero. Oh, we got something for you today. Jocelyn. What? I can't hear you. They're laughing. It must be good. What is it? You wanted to be a nun. Oh, you and I will have to talk. Yeah, Georgine, did you have your hand raised?
When I grew up, you could be a nurse, a secretary.
Well, what was your dream?
I guess to be a teacher.
To be a teacher, absolutely. That's beautiful. Yes, Lynn.
I wanted to go in the Peace Corps.
Peace Corps, there we go. Yeah. So we all had these dreams as children, and we didn't go and do research and, talk to adults about how you could do this, plot out your plan, No, you just reveled and enjoyed the dream. Didn't matter whether it was going to come true or not. In that moment, everything's possible. Yeah. The daydream. Well, as adults, we might just want to continue daydreaming, allowing our thoughts to roam freely, to wander, can revitalize and recharge each one of us. Daydreaming gives us a different perspective. And oftentimes, daydreaming, even about a real issue, a real challenge in your life, daydreaming, oh, what if I did this? What if I did that? What if I thought of that? It often is much more helpful than focusing on a solution and really trying to make the solution happen. Okay? That's almost a surefire way for the solution not to show up, isn't it? So there is this marriage therapist, counselor. Her name is Bianca Rodriguez. And she says that there's a reason why we have so many aha moments when we're doing something like, let's say, washing the dishes. It's a task we don't need to pay attention to much, that an idea pops in our head, that aha moment. I've heard people tell me, oh, I come up with the best ideas in the shower, okay? So, because what that does is it's opening up some space in our psyche, okay? And inviting in possibilities, inviting in creativity. She says that daydreaming is exercise for your mind. We are rarely taught to allow our minds to wander. And so instead of looking at this one tree, focusing on this one tree, daydreaming allows us to see the entire forest and invites in a lot more happiness, productivity, and creativity. And while daydreaming certainly does not ensure that those thoughts that we hold on to, that daydream, is going to move into the physical world and become a reality, it is the first step in creation. Now, this past weekend, I saw this play called South Pacific. Okay? And in that play, there's a song. And in that song, there are these wonderful words. You gotta have a dream. If you don't have a dream, how are you gonna make your dream come true? Yeah, you gotta have a dream. But before a dream can form, before we can latch on to that dream, we have to figure out how to have that dream. We have to give ourselves permission, and we have to spend some time doing it. How do we do that if we think that we are not creative, if we think that we should not be daydreaming? Well, number one, I'm going to give you all permission to daydream, okay? And number two, I'm going to tell you that you are all creative because you all have a superpower, okay? You all have a superpower. It is the spiritual power of imagination. And it is in each and every one of us. It is waiting to be called up and to be activated. And so often we don't. An idea comes in our head and we go, well, that's stupid. You know, how's that ever going to happen, right? We go right to that. But we're going to give ourselves permission to enjoy it, to allow it to happen. Unity's poet and teacher James Dillard Freeman wrote that imagination is the act or power of forming a mental image of something not present to the senses, not present out here, or never before wholly perceived in reality. Anybody ever watch the Jetsons? Okay, or Star Trek? Yeah. Somebody had a really good imagination. And now some of that is occurring here, right? So he goes on to say, a power that frees us from the limitations of our physical senses. So that little voice in you that says, oh, that's never going to happen. No, your power of imagination can free you from that limitation. You see, our spiritual power of imagination is the fuel for daydreaming. And many see imagination as the beginning of creation. In fact, it's considered a primary or foundational spiritual power because it also fuels so many of the other spiritual powers, like love, faith, strength, order, zeal, life itself. And of course, we know that everything begins within. Everything begins within one mind. It begins within the one source of all. We can embrace our power of imagination and focus on the good that we expect to happen. We can embrace our power of imagination and anticipate good in our lives. One more thing. The power of imagination, just like all your other powers, are value neutral. You could use it for good or you could use it for not so good. Okay? But the power of imagination is unlimited potential. So that why wouldn't you use it to envision the very best for yourself and for everyone else? Why wouldn't you use it that way? Now, author Napoleon Hill said that whatever we can conceive in our mind and believe in our heart, we can achieve. So the power of imagination and daydreams can help us conceive or envision, but they can't move from the inner to the outer. Okay? You need other powers. You need to do something. Okay? But we're not worried about that right now. Okay? We're going to stay in the formless, in the daydream, in our power of imagination. There's always time to figure out, well, how do we do that? And so we do want to daydream because envisioning or daydreaming, creating this vision in our mind is the first and most necessary step of creation. If we don't have a vision, if we don't envision, how are we going to make that dream come true? Metaphysically, creation occurs in the union between our head and our heart, between divine ideas and a deep desire in your heart. And it is also the greatest tool for us assuming, embracing the truth of who we are. What if you truly believed, down to your very toes, that you are totally one with God? That all that is of the divine is of you. Wow. What if you really believed that? Spend some time this week thinking about that, praying on that, journaling on that, embracing, feeling that. Feel that. What might happen in your life? Have you ever thought about how the world might be if people knew about our unity principles, if they really believed that we could all live as one? Remember John Lennon's song, Imagine? Yeah. Imagine a world of peace without greed or hatred, without boundaries between nations. Imagine, daydream. Have you ever thought about how you might feel? Tony, could you up a little bit? It's now too cold in here. Thank you. Have you ever thought if the temperature was just right in the sanctuary? Have you ever thought about what would happen if you walked in some Sunday and you came into the sanctuary and every seat was filled? Oh my goodness, every seat was filled, and every person here was totally dedicated to their spiritual journey. Now, don't worry. They all left a seat for all of you. Okay, there's going to be room enough. Okay, but imagine that. Daydream about that. Albert Einstein said that your imagination is everything. It is the preview of life's coming attractions. So let me ask you a question. Has anyone noticed that people's feelings, reactions, perspective on churches, on religion, on keeping Sunday sacred has changed? Anybody knows that? Yeah. A lot of church have experienced that with declining membership or declining attendance. Okay? And guess what? No one really knows what to do about it. Okay? They really don't. Oh, there's lots of ideas, there's lots of books out there, but there's nothing that is really going to work for every church, everyone, in every situation. Okay? So there is no magic bullet out there for that. So I'm thinking that this issue might be the perfect challenge for our power of imagination and daydreaming. If our dream is for more people to really know unity principles, to really want a world that works for all, if we really want more people to be the peace, to be the change in the world, then what is yours to do? What is ours to do? And the very first step may be to activate and embrace our power of imagination and daydream. So I'm going to ask right now for our greeters to distribute clouds. Okay? So just come up and just give them out. And so you're going to have the opportunity to pick out of a basket a cloud. And it's a white one or a light blue one or a dark blue one, pick whatever you want. You're going to write on that cloud with a pen. A magic marker smears, okay? So you're going to have to use a pen. And if you don't have one in the pocket in front of you where you're sitting, or you don't have one on you, then they also have some pens available. But when you write on this cloud, you're going to do it gently, because it is just a thin piece of foam, all right? Unless, of course, you want a hole in it. That's okay, too. And then, so I'm going to ask you to write on that a word or two, or more, of your dream for Unity of Greater Hartford. What is a dream that you would like to hold for this church? Because here's the thing. We want this church to be here for a while, don't we? What if the next person who comes through that front door is the next Charles or Myrtle Fillmore? What if the next person who comes through that door is the next Eric Butterworth? The next person who comes through that door is turns out to be the most amazing unity speaker who inspires millions of people to live and be peaceful and loving. What if the next person coming through that door is another compassionate and loving prayer chaplain? What if? Bengali poet Rabindranath Tagore said, "Reach high, for stars lie hidden in you. Dream deep, for every dream precedes the goal." Now remember, the dream that you're holding is not about how would this happen. No, but rather just holding a vision. Your dream words on this cloud are the starting point of creation. Your dream words held in your heart may be just the piece of the puzzle that we need in order to determine how to move forward. Now, later on in the year, we'll spend some time figuring out what the next steps are, but we can't miss this first step, the first step in creation. Now, I know there are people who right away know what to put down. And I also know there are people whose brains are frozen, okay, and are fearful. I don't know what to put down. What should I put down? Okay. So if anyone has figured out a word, 2, 3, that they want to put down, or a concept, raise your hand and share so we can help other people. Leah.
Abundance and community.
Beautiful. Rick.
Outreach ministry for young adults.
Beautiful. Wonderful. So it could be anything. It could be for the whole church. It could be for a section of the church. Okay. It could be for the community around us. It could be for the individual. It could be for the whole body, the whole congregation. It doesn't matter. And guess what? You can come in next week and add another one. Okay? It's not the only dream that you might have. Just one. Just one. So, your dream, fueled by the power of imagination, has the potential to not only benefit our unity, but the entire unity movement and help establish peace in our world. So we're going to play a little bit of daydreaming music, okay? And just give you a little bit of time of silence where you can write down your words, okay? And add it to the other clouds on the bulletin board in the community room. As you go into your right, you'll see it. Just add your cloud. And then we'll leave blank clouds there and pens, and you can continue to add to it. Later on in the year, as we go forward into this year, we'll be coming together to talk about, to talk about how we will move forward at this church. How will we grow this church? But for now, I want to thank you for taking that first step, that first creative step that can never be overlooked. Without it, we can't move forward. So I thank you for doing that, for sharing your dream of unity of Greater Hartford. And imagine there's no countries. It isn't hard to do. Nothing to kill or die for. And no religion, too. Imagine all the people living life in peace. You may say, I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. I hope someday you'll join us and the world will be as one. Namaste.
All right. So now is the time in our service where we get to form a circle and sing together our Unity Peace song. So I invite you to form that circle however feels best for you. It looks like we have quite a decent number of people here today, so you can do with that what you will. All right. It looks beautiful over there, so let's take a deep breath together and then sing together our Unity Peace song. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all are we. Let us walk walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
Oh. The angels are smiling with that harmony. If you'd be kind enough to remain standing, if you're comfortable doing that, so that we can do our prayer of protection together, please. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And as we bring our service to a close, Reverend Christine will extinguish the Christ candle. However, we know, we affirm, we always hold that the Christ light within us can never be dimmed, diminished, or extinguished, for we are always one with the divine.
So I want to thank those who helped make this service wonderful today, and that's all of you, of course. But special thanks to our prayer chaplains for holding us in sacred prayer today. And we do have a prayer chaplain who is here to pray with you after the service, and that is Joanne. Thank you, Joanne. Now, because we're going to be dedicating the chapel, she won't be here right away. So she will come back after the chapel dedication. But if you would like one-on-one prayer, all you need to do, she'll be standing up here. You need to come up and just say, would you pray with me? And she'll take it from there. You also have in the pocket in front of you a prayer card. And you can fill out that prayer card and put it in the brown box in the corner there. And that way, our prayer chaplains pray over all the cards. And they don't read them, but they pray over them. You could also send an email. And you would send that email to prayerrequest@unityhartford.org. That goes to our prayer chaplains. Again, they hold all prayers in confidence. They do not read the prayers, but they hold you in prayer, knowing that all is well with your soul. And so we hope that we can be of service to you. Now, I'm looking for my notes here. It all got messed up. So I also want to thank our wonderful worship assistant who is here today to help us move everything along, the wonderful Deborah Wilson. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. And of course, there's many other people who helped, especially our hospitality team. They all just went running back into the kitchen to prepare everything for you. And that's Jocelyn, Georgine, and Joan. And of course, many others helped too, and I'm sure that many of you will also help in cleanup. And if you would like to know how to be of help, just speak to Jocelyn, and she'll help you do that. Finally, we have our live stream team. We want to thank, and that is Mark and Jim and Julie and Tony. Thank you to all of them. I think we need to give these people some applause here and to let them know we love them. Our wonderful greeters as you came in, and that was Lisa and Lee. Thank you both for doing that. And and of course distributing the clouds too. Also to our ushers today, and I forget who our ushers, so raise your hand, Bonnie and Michelle. Thank you to you two for helping out. Okay, and I also would like to acknowledge if anyone is new here joining us today, or perhaps you're new online, we have a package of information for you. If you're here in the sanctuary, all you need to do is go out the doors. On your left, there's a high-top table, our Welcome Center, and there is a package of information about this Unity Church and the Unity movement as a whole. If you're online and you'd like to get that information, all you need to do is send us an email. Send that to officemgr@unityhartford.org. Our office manager, Tony, will put that package in the mail to you, but you must include in that email your mailing address so we can get it to you. So don't go away right now, okay, because we still have a closing song, and then after that we'll be doing the dedication of our chapel. It'll start here, and then we'll move out. If you can stay and join with us, that's great. If you can't, that's okay too. But try and put your cloud up on the bulletin board. And I'm now going to thank one more person. First, a couple people. Our choir who joined us today. Thank you, choir. And our wonderful music director, Carolyn. Thank you, Carolyn. So
Thank
if you
you.
could tell us a little bit about our closing song.
So our final song today is called A Million Dreams, and please feel welcome to sing along if you want to. The words are on there. There's a lot of words. You don't have to be perfect. You can listen too, but if you want to join me, you are very, very welcome to do so. So here is A Million Dreams. I close my eyes and I can see a world that's waiting up for me, that I call my own. Through the dark, through the door, through where no one's been before, but it feels like home. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say I've lost my mind. I don't care, so call me crazy. We can live in a world that we design. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. Oh, a million dreams for the world we're gonna make. There's a house we can build. Every room inside is filled with things from far away. Special things I compile, each one there to make you smile on a rainy day. They can say it all sounds crazy. They can say we've lost our minds. I don't care if they call us crazy. Run away to a world that we design. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me awake. I think of what the world could be, a vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. Oh, a million dreams for the world we're gonna make. However big, however small, let me be part of it all. Share your dreams with me. You may be right, you may be wrong, but say that you'll bring me along to the world you see, to the world I close my eyes to see. I close my eyes to see. 'Cause every night I lie in bed, the brightest colors fill my head. A million dreams are keeping me. A million dreams, a million dreams. I think of what the world could be. A vision of the one I see. A million dreams is all it's gonna take. A million dreams for the world we're gonna make. For the world we're gonna make. Thank you, and thank you for joining me. So I'm so sorry. Do you want me to do the thing and then the prayer? Okay, beautiful. Okay, so thank you again to everyone for joining us here today in person and online, of course. And we welcome you to join us next Sunday, both here in the sanctuary or online, for our Sunday morning 10:30 a.m. celebration service, followed by potluck and birthday celebration. And don't forget, we do our Wednesday meditation on Facebook at 7 p.m. So in case you're missing that Tuesday Sacred Circle, come on Wednesday on Facebook, and we'll see you there for a midweek break. Thank you.
So that not just those in the sanctuary, but all of those, the people who are watching online, can participate in the dedication of our prayer chapel. We're going to start it right now, right here. I'll say, right now I'm going to be saying a prayer. I'm going to be walking down, and then our two prayer chaplains with candles will be standing by the open doors to the hallway. And as you leave, and please follow me if you can, and take a little candle tea light from our prayer chaplain and walk down the hallway. And then you'll be bringing it into the prayer chapel, leaving your lit candle, leaving your heart blessing, and then coming back up. And then joining us in the community room or whatever you need to do in your life today. So let's come together in prayer first. So today, we dedicate and bless our prayer chapel. May all who enter this chapel find it as a haven of peace and comfort, of love and acceptance. May all who enter bless this chapel with their light, and in turn know that they too are a blessing. May we have the faith and courage to shine our light with ourselves and all others. May we have the faith and courage to share our light in the world. May we dedicate this chapel for all who seek understanding as well as peace and love in their heart. Today, we share a blessing when we are in that prayer chapel, and we leave a lit tea light as a symbol of the light that shines within all of us. Today, we bless and dedicate the abundance in the universe, in our lives, in our world, that allows us to have space in this building for a prayer chapel. Today, our hearts are singing with gratitude, peace, and love. Today, we bless and dedicate our prayer chapel. Yeah, okay, good. You're fine where you are. I'm going to take one. So, ask people to go down, okay? And